I still don't have a stand for my for my phone, so this will have to do. Okay, so today this reading isn't going to be too much about individuals and what's going on. This is going to be more of a world read right now because of the location that I'm in currently. Right, there's quite a few things going on around the world that it's important to know about. As of right now, let's see here. I was picking up this vibe, this energy that as of right now, our government, for some reason, they're keeping track of where all of the resources go in terms of like water and food and things of that nature. They're not intervening or doing anything, like containment or anything like that. It's kind of like they're keeping account of like where the resources is going, like how much water is being used in each area, how much food is being bought, what's being bought, how it's being used, when is it depleted, when is it up, when restocks are happening, things of that nature. And it's all, I'm not quite sure. I don't want to scare anybody, but I'm not sure exactly what it's about. But I do know that there is the energy of the government keeping track of what resources are purchased and how they're being used in terms of like food, specifically food and water, specifically food, water, and let's say specifically food, water, and what is that? I guess just food and water. The key resources to sustain life, basically. Also, I picked up a download about some things going on in the Middle East. There is some conspiracies going on with like what's that? I want to say it's not ISIS. I think it's like Al Qaeda or something like that. There's getting ready to. I was getting the vibe of a coup d'etat. Like there's gonna be a revolt of some sort within the group. Also, one of the leaders of ISIL, or whatever that is, it seems the vibe that I was picking up was that there was something about some kind of blackmailing energy or something about one of the leaders involved in that. So there's going to be some information about that coming up soon. Before I get started, I ask that you all be in prayer for all the special op agents and stuff like that are out in the field, because I did pick up the energy of maybe a few, I'm not sure how many, probably about no more than 10 that are in some highly dangerous areas. I don't know exactly where or what they're exactly doing. Don't care. Well, I can't say, that I care, but I do know that their lives could possibly be in jeopardy. So, and whoever they are looking for field support is what they're going to need. They're going to need field support. So if this gets to the right person, hopefully you check in on all your people, see who needs to field support, and get that out there to them, because someone's going to need that shit. Okay? But as of right now, I just want to plead the blood of Christ over them. And I ask that the Most High God, golden white light of protection, guide all, special officers and things of that nature to, to their safety, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, because nobody wants, anybody to get hurt in this kind of, days and times. You know what I mean? There's a lot of officers and intelligence officers and stuff that are out in the field, and a lot of them are in positions where they need to take some kind of action, but it might risk them and they may not be able to make it home, so just kind of pray for them too, because at the end of the day, we're all human, right? Also, what's to come, there's some foreign technology that was discovered. I'm not going to say what country I was picking up the vibe off of that for, but I do know that there's some bidding, or there's some there could be some possible negotiations and conflict over some kind of special technology that has arrived to Earth, is the best way I could put it. And you'll know exactly what this technology is because there will be an acceleration. When we interacted with foreign extraterrestrial intelligence in the past, If you notice, after the atomic bomb was dropped, that's when a lot of technology picked up. We went from having these, from regular phones to cell phones, and you see the technology for that. It expanded really quickly. It took, when radio was out, a lot of people doubted that the television would catch on, right? And the television caught on and has been on top, in like 70 years. I'll say a little bit long, maybe a little longer than that, but it took the TV probably about 7 years to catch on, and then it was like number one by like the second or third year. You know what I'm saying? And now you got technology out here that is catching on quicker than normal. You got technology out here that is catching on, like say the new cell phones and stuff like that are coming out. It take maybe like a week or so, and then it's the most popular thing ever, and almost everyone has the technology and is using it. So yeah, there's some technology, there's some tech out here that's been discovered, or that is being engineered or reverse engineered, and the information connected to it has quite a few people, quite a few countries or organizations in conflict. Okay. All right, so let's see, what foreign intelligence do we need to know? Well, what intelligence should we be aware of first? We got the high priestess information. So yes, the first thing that I see here, this is Virgo here, Virgo energy. This has to do with a nation that was created under, I want to say, let me see here. Let me see if I can get a read on it. Hold on. Okay, it would be something like, this one doesn't have a country on it either. 3 of Wands, freelancer, writer, activist, inventor, trade. This has to do with a country that is notoriously known for trading. It's a trading country. They don't necessarily deal with warfare and things of that nature. It's all about money and entrepreneurship. They are like a conduit for the rest of the world, is the vibe that I'm getting here. But there's some doctrines that was found there that has to do with religion and the way spirituality and religion. There's some blueprints or something like that was capitalized on, or some new information, like I was saying before. This has to do with like forbidden, not necessarily forbidden information, but taboo information. It would be something like trying to combine science and spirituality, or you know what I'm saying? It maybe even be like crystals or something like that, how to harness energy using crystals. It could be like using sound to accomplish certain things, or whatever this is. But this is a hold on just a second here. I want to know if I could zoom out with this, because this is kind of too tight. Let me see here. Hang on. Okay, yeah. So the information that came, this information, it's like there's some new intel or information or something that came out. As a result, you got the Page of Cups here, and you got the Eight of Cups out here in reverse. So this has to do with something in terms of like, let me see here. It has to do with the winter months. Something about winter. It has to do with something about winter. It could be technology about, or information about what's coming up in the winter. There could be something coming up in the winter, or there could be something involving the weather in the winter. And it looks like there's some information that is going to require some tweaking or something like that. Could be like climate control or something like that. But it looks like whatever this is, there's something that we are trying to, it's like, in light of this information, there's something that is unavoidable that's coming this winter, is what I want to say, because of the Eight of Cups out here. And it looks like the Five of Cups out here, Two of Pentacles in reverse, and a Nine of Swords out here. Yeah, this has to do with like some kind of calamity or devastation or something like that. But what I'm seeing is it's not something to worry about, but it's definitely going to put us in this energy. It has something to do with our money. Something about the money or the way that the gold is backed up or something like that. There's new information that's getting ready to be released economically. This is going to have to be something economical that's affecting us. And it could possibly be because of some information that's being released or coming out. Remember I told you that it could be like some new information or technology coming out involving like crystals or something spiritual or something like that. As a result of this technology being developed, it's going to shift economics. It's going to shift us economically, in which we are backed by gold. In this circumstance, we could start to see that there are other precious metals out here in which we might need to use to assist and back up our financial structure. If you don't, excuse me. The reason why I say that is because if our financial structure is backed up by gold alone, gold is finite. But if everyone is switching to, let's say, silver or platinum or this new metal that's been discovered or whatever it may be, and there's a high demand for this, it's going to make it difficult for us to sustain ourselves economically, right? That's why you have the Two of Pentacles out here in reverse, where there's just going to be like this disruption to to the money system here. But it's nothing for us to worry about is what we're getting with the Nine of Swords out here in the reverse. It's not something to be like overly stressed or worried about, because in a sense it'll all balance itself out somehow, some way. But it looks like by the winter time something is getting ready to happen financially or doing with like economically, because of some kind of new discovery or new information that's coming out. Yeah, you got the Lover cards out here. So this has to do with this has to do with energy of communication. Right now there's negotiations that's happening right now between a feminine and a masculine country. If you don't know, our energy is more of a masculine country. We were founded in July 4th, which is a Cancer energy, a Cancer dominated energy, right? So it looks like we're in negotiation with whatever this extraterrestrial. It could be an extraterrestrial actually, but we're in negotiation with them and another country over the conversion of some kind of financial sector or the creation of a new financial sector here. Because in reality, everybody was here, we all heard about the extraterrestrials. One of the reasons why that was kept under wraps, or why extraterrestrial information is usually kept under wraps, is because in reality they help guide our economic system. This is probably one of the only planets that has water, and a lot of the reactors that those extraterrestrial entities use require water, hydrogen, and atoms. So that's why we see a lot of them coming here to fuel up and getting that water and going out. Also, another hot commodity will be gold. The reason why is because when they create their reactors, their engines, and their components, they want to use gold because gold has a lower heating, has a lower it has a lower I'm saying higher tolerance for high levels of heat. You see what I'm saying? These energies, it's like, by it being so malleable, it's easy to absorb and transmute and convert energy that it interacts with to actual energy. You see what I'm saying? And with that being said, when things like that happen, when you have a metal that's like that, it's very rare to find in the rest of the universe. That's why in Egypt and all these other places, they valued gold. It wasn't because that's what made gold valuable. Because you had these, like extraterrestrials and stuff like that coming into our world, coming to look specifically for that kind of metal. You see what I'm saying? And that right there is affecting the economy because, by being a hot commodity, or by them, looking for a new commodity, I would say, if gold isn't the most important anymore and it's transitioning to something new, it's going to be like, okay, so what do we do? But like I say, this isn't something to worry. It's going to be a little turbulent financially, a little bit. It's going to throw us off just a little. Hold on just a second here.
Where you going to, Ohio?
I am going, yes.
Sardinia, Ohio?
Yeah.
Okay. This guy's going to pull in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, wait for that container down there to pull in.
Okay.
And then he's going to, that way he'll give him some room, and then he'll pull in door number 5.
Okay.
Pull into his spot right there.
Uh-huh.
Just don't go past the fence.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, the fence is right there. Don't go any farther where he. And then there's a sign up there that should say to call me.
Okay.
And then call me and give me your pickup number and stuff.
Okay.
And then we're moving along pretty good now because all the guys are back off lunch. So.
Okay. All right. Cool.
All right, buddy.
Yep. All right. Sorry about that. I had to do some work stuff. Okay. So like I was saying, yeah, it's like there's some negotiations happening between a masculine and feminine country, and they're requiring intervention, some kind of maybe a stronger entity or stronger energy. This doesn't always have to be extraterrestrial, but it gives me the vibe of extraterrestrial or someone who is neutral to each party. And that's why I said it had to be like something extraterrestrial because if you are, it affects the entire world. So yeah, masculine and feminine energies working together to try to come to a understanding in order to assist their goal being backed up because there's a new demand for a different type of funding. And in the meantime, that's why you're going to have like in the meantime you're going to have a lot of finances being transferred to like digital. You know what I'm saying? Money is going to become numbers. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easier to, it's easier to use numbers and manipulate numbers than it is to, transfer gold back and forth or metals or precious stones and things of that nature back and forth. It's a lot of people, there's a lot of conspiracies with it, but the thing is that it's the easiest way. The best, I would say, if you were in business and you are operating a business, the pinnacle of excellence in your business depends on how fast and it depends on efficiency, right? If you can get something to and from where it needs to be efficiently with the lowest amount of manpower or budgeting or whatever, that right there would be the pinnacle of excellence because then you'll start seeing some kind of, you know what I'm saying? You'll be able to meet the demands when it's there. You'll also be able to control the supply without having to exchange hands. The less you have to exchange hands in a business, the more money and profit that you get. And that's exactly what they're getting ready to do. And we've already read this, they're transitioning to digital for now until they can figure out the digital is a conduit for now. But that money, I don't think that money isn't going to be backed by gold anymore. It's going to be backed by gold and let's say diamonds, or backed by gold, diamonds, silver, gold, diamonds, palladium, gold, and other. There's going to be other um, resources that back this up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's worldwide negotiation going on about that because things are shifting, things are changing, resources are running out. They need new sources, but they don't want to transition too quickly because that's a form of power. And we leap from doing everything carbon-based energy to eco-friendly. That'll put a lot of people in cultural shock, and it could collapse the economic system. That's not what they want because you have small countries that will have to try to keep up. Now you'll have countries that are even further behind, and they may have resources that we need, but they don't have the resources to build power plants and stuff like that. Or you'll have small countries that are already ready for that, and then they'll be the world leaders, and we will have to be catch up behind them. You know what I'm saying? So basically, they're trying to maintain some kind of order here. Foreign cuts here right now. There's a lot of people watching a lot of different countries. So yeah, there's a lot of watching and spying energy going on. There's going to be a lot of countries spying on one another. There's an exchange of it's an information war that's going on right now within the world. That's nothing new. We've seen that in the Cold War. We've seen that in Civil War. We've seen it in a Cold War. We've seen it in
the Korean War, World War One, Two. You know what I'm saying? We see that in war all the time. You see what I'm saying? But right now, there's a lot of countries that are just kind of like waiting and watching each other. So right now, we are on the radar. United States is on the radar for other countries, and other countries are on the radar for the United States. So that's why I was telling you they are watching where all the resources is going and what's being purchased. Remember, I was just talking about that. This is why, because the infrastructure for the economy is getting ready to shift, but they need to know how to shift it and how to maintain or maintain the order that they have. Because if they shift it in the wrong direction, there's a possibility that somebody may end up in a power that doesn't serve them, or somebody may end up with a power that belongs to someone else. They don't want to do that because it's easier to negotiate with certain people than it is to negotiate with everybody else. You want to negotiate with somebody that has an even temperament or somebody that you are used to negotiating with. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a relationship in which you go back to your ex. If you go back to your ex, 9 times out of 10, you know what to expect from that person. You see what I'm saying? Especially if you have trouble or problems dealing with new people or meeting new people. Now, if you're going and you meet someone new, that's all new information, all new wisdom, all new that you have to learn because you have to get yourself acquainted with the new person. You see what I'm saying? Everybody isn't, everybody doesn't want to have to go and get acquainted with someone brand new in order to have a relationship that they want. It just, sometimes it just seems troublesome. But you do have those out here who are, you do have some people out here who actually enjoy that kind of thing because it gives you a chance to learn someone new, get to know someone new, and it gives you a chance to, it gives you a chance at newness. It's like a restoration or newness of life. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, so I'm gonna speed this up, and then I'm gonna do another live because I have to make a phone call. So yeah, there's a lot of watching going on. It's a lot of internal. It's like an internal audit. The United States is right now auditing the purchasing, the transferring of resources all across the board because they need to know what is going where and when it's going there and how it's being used. And then they're going to calculate some numbers on the bare minimum of what is required to run this country, and then they're going to reassess everything. That's why you have the Empress card out here with the heart slot. So yes, they're getting ready to make a transition or change the process of resources, or even they're getting ready to create a new way of using resources here. Is what it is. They're trying to create something new here. This is our government. Matter of fact, all across the board, they are all trying to create something new in order for consumerism. So right now, the United States government main focus right now is consumerism. Um, but this isn't just our country. This is a lot of countries all over the world. They're all focusing on consumerism so that they can capitalize on the next best thing in order to acquire this new information and use it to their benefit in order to fund the information. Fund the rest of the country economically. So yeah. Last but not least, the reality of the situation. Yes, that's why we have the Wheel of Fortune out here. They're looking to capitalize on the next big resource, the next big thing here. Just like we had oil at one time, we had oil, we had gold, we had this, we had that. There's another resource that's out here that is untapped, and they have information on that, and now they're all looking into it. I don't know why they didn't tap into the whole weed market thing, but maybe they're like, okay, maybe the information was set up where it's like it's too easy to create on your own, and that would if we had built if we build a environment based off of like that kind of drug, it'll be too many. It'll disrupt the finances behind that. You can't back anything up off of that right now. The only reason that drugs is so important, is important, or why it has a hold on our economy like it does, is because it can be regulated through the pharmaceuticals. You see what I'm saying? But something like pills and stuff like that, that has to be synthetic. It has to be built in a lab. It has to have certain licenses and stuff like that before you can actually, develop or create it. You know what I'm saying? the government has the power and authority over that. Now, if you're doing something like an organic drug, it's too easy for you to get your hands on the seeds for that and grow it. And the only way that they can really maintain like marijuana and stuff like that is to regulate the seeds behind it. You can make it legal, but you regulate the seeds. If you are creating marijuana that doesn't have seeds to it and it's being synthetically created, then like what's going on now, then you have control over how it's being used or whatever by the seeds. All right, I'll get back with you guys in a second. I have to make a move. All right, be back.